Hello and welcome. Well, on this edition of Car Stories, we're going to do a movie review. Now, most automotive films are awful. They're rubbish. They're just absolutely terrible. Most of them are. Terrible acting, terrible CG car stunts, automobiles that change makes and shapes as they go along. It's usually terrible. There are a handful of good automotive films out there, and at least some of them have enough good car stuff in them to keep me vaguely occupied. This is actually one of the other side of those films. This film is actually fantastic. This is called Love the Beast. Now, this film is done by a group with the help of Eric Bana. Eric Bana actually fronted this group to make this film, and it's actually a documentary about him and this. Actually, this is an old picture of Eric Bana and this car that he calls the Beast. Now, this is the Ford XB Coupe. The Ford XB Coupe is quite a lot like maybe the Ford Torino, Gran Torino here in the United States. But the XB Coupe made its real claim to fame for Ford back in the Australian V8 supercar days and actually raced the Bathurst 1000. Bathurst 1000 is kind of like the Daytona 500 of Australia. The biggest race of the year, the most prestigious and whatnot. It's like Le Mans, it's like Monaco. It's a big race on the Australian V8 supercar calendar. And Eric actually fell in love with this vehicle. Actually, in the movie Mad Max, the original Mad Max, the car that that was in the film is actually an XB Coupe. And this particular automobile Eric has owned since he was young. Since he was very young. And he's owned the same car. I don't think I've ever known anybody who's owned the same car for this amount of time, as they even talk about in the film. This is also kind of a little bit of a buddy film. This is Eric and his three mates that he actually hangs out with, where they talk about this automobile being an absolute, well, being actually like a campfire. It brings these guys together, and Eric and his friends actually worked on this car. It was rebuilt 3 times. The first 2 times his friends and them built it, and they actually ran a road rally called the Target Tasmania. Now, it's basically where they close down public roads, and it's kind of somewhat of a road rally where you try to hit target times across public roads. Pretty interesting event, and not to mention there's some fantastic aerial footage of this event as it goes on, because this is what the movie is about. It's about this car. This is the last time that the car was actually fully rebuilt, and it's the Beast. And money, no object. This car was, a lot of cash was thrown at this. Eric spent a lot of his money on this vehicle. Over 600 brake horsepower. And she's a big, beefy muscle car with a lot of... And you get to see this thing in the movie when it was done. Stunningly beautiful inside and out. Amazing automobile. This movie also centers around some actual talk. And if you're not a car person, or if you love a person that's a car person and you just don't get it, this is probably the best film I've ever seen of trying to analyze that and give you a little bit of insight of what it is to be a car person, or the love that you can have for an automobile. And it centers around 3 actual interviews that Eric talks with notable car people. The first one on the list, at least as far as Eric's endeavors. Actually, too, this car is actually, they show it down at Target Tasmania as it has made its big debut. Him and his friends take it down there to actually run that rally. The first on the list is probably the biggest car guy on the planet, which is Jay Leno. Jay Leno, actually, they go through the garage and everything like that and discuss, why a car can become an attachment, why a car can, why you can love an automobile. Also on that list is Dr. Phil McGraw. I had no idea that Mr. McGraw was an absolute serious car guy, but Dr. Phil is. He's a real car nut, and it's in some absolutely fantastic insight, at least in the mind or the psyche, if you will, from him about why an automobile can become why you can be passionate about automobiles, why you can form an attachment to an automobile. And the last one on the list is the Top Gear's UK presenter, Jeremy Clarkson. Clarkson actually talks about how this, you can become attached to basically, 1.5 tons of wires and metal, glass, and rubber. But you actually can form that emotional attachment. This is a real insight in what car guys think about real car guys. And these are 4 serious car guys between Eric and Jeremy and Jay and Dr. Phil. So interesting deal. And like I said, this entire film actually culminates in this actual running of this Targa Tasmania rally, which actually has, if you watch the film's, if you watch the trailer for this film, it gives away a little bit what goes on in this deal. But you really get to see a little bit of the insight of what, especially when the event happens, how deeply he loves this automobile. So it's a fantastic film. Now you can find it anywhere. In fact, I actually bought this film. I think everybody got this for Christmas one year. Every car guy I knew that was a serious car guy got this for Christmas one year, at least family and friends. And then you can actually find it on some of the streaming networks, as far as if you want to find it online, or if you want to find it through some of the movie providers. I know one of the major rental movie places actually has it on the streaming, and you can take a shot at it. But if you buy it, it comes 2 discs. It comes with a ton of extras, fantastic little snippets about this film, and full interviews and stuff. I can't recommend it highly enough. It's not fantastically long, and it's extremely entertaining. Beautifully shot, especially some of the rally stages where they have aerial shots. Australia, or New Zealand, I guess, is where Targa Tasmania is actually. And it's a beautiful part of the world, and fantastic shots from up above. But it's a fantastic film. I cannot recommend this enough. I absolutely cannot. And I can't recommend enough, just at least to know another hardy car guy that is Eric Bana. And if there's one people that always welcome here at Motorcars Enthusiast headquarters, it's real deal car people. And at least I think that I found at least another couple of people I think I should probably meet before I leave this world. And that's all I saw that I thought was worth talking about this week's movie review. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again real soon.